We are joined live right now by former FBI agent and mass shooting expert Katherine Schweit. Katherine, thank you so much for joining us today. We want to get right to the story here. So what's happening right now in terms of a search? I mean, as a former FBI agent, what's the procedure you follow?
Well, first of all, it depends on every instance, right? But in this case, we have a defendant who is traveling. And we know he's likely traveling. He may stop. He may have stayed overnight someplace. But it appears that he's got access to vehicles and he's got armament, right? He's got guns with him. So we know that every hour that goes by, the perimeter that we need to search is further and further and further apart. And that's very challenging, especially in an area like that that's so filled, with trees.
Right. It shows you the significance of the shelter-in-place order for those two counties. Now, when speaking of guns here, Maine doesn't have any red flag laws. The suspect did report mental health issues and had even threatened to shoot up the National Guard base in Maine before this. We're also hearing that he had to stay in a hospital not too long ago. If he was living in a state with a red flag gun law, would his weapons have been taken away at this point?
It's hard to say, right? I mean, a red flag law is only as good as the people who report somebody they're concerned about. And the judge adjudicates whether or not they're a danger to themselves or others. And then a red flag law they're primarily designed to take weapons from somebody for a limited time because they're having, they're having challenges in their life or whatever those challenges are, giving them time to get maybe some counseling and the mental health care that they might need. So it only lasts for a certain amount of time. I believe the state has a yellow flag law, not red flags, but which means that they have the ability, if somebody is taken, law enforcement takes an individual to a mental health care facility and there's a potential to take weapons, but then you still have to take the weapons. And that's its own other challenge. I mean, once we put weapons into the hands of people, it's hard to take them out. And that's when we really rely on individuals, families and friends around them to say, man, this guy, you're having trouble, Joe, let me hold your guns.
Yeah,
right? There's nothing wrong with that.
It shows you that the law is in place for a reason in some states, but it's not foolproof. Like you said, it relies a lot on family members actually reporting it, even with the yellow flag law, with law enforcement removing the weapons if that person does go into a mental health facility. So all things to consider here. Now, you've done extensive work with survivors of mass shootings. So, I mean, walk us through the impact of this. I can't imagine being in that bowling alley, being in that restaurant, seeing something like this. We're hearing that a 10-year-old was grazed by a bullet in the bowling alley shooting. That has to traumatize somebody for the rest of their lives.
There's fantastic support available now, and I know that the FBI's resources from the Boston office, which is responsible for Maine, are up there and coordinating with state and local resources in terms of providing support, family assistance to survivors and the families. So the infrastructure is there, but everybody has to recover in their own way and come up to their new normal. And I think that's important for people who might be involved in this or to understand how people recover. There's a complex aspect to it here, because if you are in your neighborhood and there is a gunshot and somebody loses their life, that's one life, right? But when it's a whole number of people and it's your whole community, then the community has to recover as a whole. And everybody really recovers at their own pace and comes to their own new normal. And that's what all those resources really have to be in place for, because, a friend of mine who was the most seriously wounded at Virginia Tech University shooting so many years ago, she said it took her 9 months to seek out counseling. She thought she was fine before that. And that's not unusual. And so that's one thing that the community is just reeling in every minute. Seems like a year or a month, but it's going to be a long time.
Yeah, I mean, you have to imagine there's a period of time where you're in shock after something like this, and that's why it can take so long for these people to accept that, they do have to mentally and emotionally deal with this because they just went through an absolute tragedy. Katherine, I want to thank you so much for being with us today and providing your insight as a former FBI agent and really an expert in all of this. It was very insightful.
Thank you.
And we'll post that full interview on our website at turnto10.com. Plus, you can stay with us for continuing coverage of the mass shooting in Maine. We'll have updates throughout the evening news and, of course, on our website and our mobile app.